All right, good evening. The April 29, 2024 special meeting of the Library Advisory Commission is called to order. Today, we're using a new voting system. I would appreciate your patience as things may move a little bit slower. Would the Assistant Management Analyst please call roll for determination of a quorum, please?
Chair Meeker.
Present.
Vice Chair Gultera.
Present.
Commissioner Gavitt. Commissioner Macias is absent. Commissioner Hicks. Let the record reflect all commissioners present with the exception of Commissioner Macias with an excused absence.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Ken Golta.
Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Goltara. Let's move on to the approval of agenda. Commissioners, are there any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, may I call for a motion and a second, please?
Motion carries unanimously 4-0.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the administrative update. Library Manager Rosellis, are there any updates?
Yes, Chair. To begin with, I'd like to start off with the Heritage Room and Library History update given by Laura Davis, Librarian 2 from Adult Services. So I'd like to invite her up here to give you guys a presentation on these two items.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right, as Melvin indicated, I'm going to talk a little bit about the library, the Heritage Room, and the history. But first I wanted to talk about what's going on this month. So April 10th of this year marked the library's official 25th birthday. So because it is a special birthday, we wanted to do something special for our community. So throughout the month of April, the community can help us celebrate by sharing their favorite memory of our library. So people can come to the adult reference desk, fill out a favorite memory form and submit it, and for a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. 3 winners will be randomly drawn on April 30th, one from each age group, children, teens, and adults. Also, there is in our Heritage Room a display celebrating 25 years of service of the library. So I invite you all to check out the display or come and fill out an entry form. Contest ends tomorrow, so not too much time, but the display should be there for another week. So I was going to talk to you a little bit about the history. Do you all know where we started, our first library was? Yes, Los Alamos.
Old bank.
So it was very good. It was a 4,500 square foot building, what had been a Wells Fargo bank. The city was less than 10 years old at the time. Population was about 40,000. And the children's area actually had been the bank's vault. This is actually the old library here. So, can you see the pictures okay? Not really? Okay. Okay. It is a Starbucks now, yes. So I always really appreciated the community spirit of our city officials. And so even back then, the library's mural, the mural in the children's area, the old library was painted by the city manager at the time, Stephen Mendoki. This is a picture of that. Can you see okay, or should I not show the pictures? You can't see? Okay. So that'll be the last for now then. So the children's area was very, very small. The staff lounge consisted basically of what had been a closet. So it was a chair and a small refrigerator and a microwave. Very, very small. I was there for about 2 weeks. We moved to our new location on 8 Town Square. We opened, it was March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2007, it was Saturday. Beautiful day, patrons loved it. State-of-the-art building, community room, was fabulous. So what served a population of 40,000 now circulates 400,000 people. Circulates 400,000 items annually to a city of almost 114,000 residents. And we have events now that exceed over 100 people, and sometimes even 1,000 people. But that's not to say that immediately we did face some challenges. The Great Recession hit within about a year after we opened. There's a hiring freeze. We had left staff. We had to cut programming. We had to cut our passport services. All right. And one of the worst things was with so much. Okay. So that was our children's room. Okay. 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 So what had been our children's room there serves that. Now can serve that. That. Sure.
Progression.
All right. But as I was saying, we did have a lot of challenges within a couple of years. And one of the worst things was without the staff to check in materials, which were coming more and more because people needed free entertainment. Crates were coming out through the, have y'all been to the library's circulation area and the back in the staff area? Okay, there was literally a line of crates going back to all this, to the staff area. It was like hundreds of crates. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of that, but I kind of recreated what it kind of looked like. So, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it felt like that. So luckily, the city was able to get us a bin sorter, which helped with staff and patrons alike. I'll do that one. All right, so we were so happy we had a ribbon cutting with the city council at the time. We were overjoyed. And then of course, that was just one of the challenges. COVID hit, as we all know. The library closed for about a year, but in times of crisis, also breeds innovation. Within 2 months, thanks to our circulation supervisor, we were able to do grab and go for our community so they can check out books still, even though we were closed. We had Zoom story times and book clubs. as well as take-home kits to replace the program we couldn't do at the library. So luckily, we survived, and not only that, we thrived. So since COVID, we have added our passport services back that we had to close during their session. The library has added a few subdivisions to its departments. Now has its own seed library developed through the grassroots effort of our staff member, Catherine Miller, which has its own programming and events. Patrons can take home free seeds and often free plants. Then through the efforts of our adult supervising librarian, Agnes Rita, our Library of Things was created, which has hundreds of items that can be checked out. Musical instruments, have you ever checked them out? Have you ever? Yeah, it's great. So park passes, garden tools, it has everything. So with so much going on, it's not surprising. We want to have an expansion of 5,000 square feet to begin within next year. That would be fantastic. Okay, now I'm going on to the Heritage Room. Have any of you visited the Heritage Room at all? All right. So before the new library was built in 2007, there was really no place for historical items. So a decision was made that the new library would have a special area dedicated to local history and artifacts. Unfortunately, in the budget, the original budget wouldn't cover the construction, and the planned Heritage Room was going to be eliminated from the plans. But luckily, a fundraiser was started, and many organizations and individuals contributed with an especially huge donation from one family. So the Murrieta Public Library Heritage Room became the city's first official depository for historic items of Murrieta. Okay, so the Heritage Room contains photograph collections, yearbooks, scrapbooks, audiovisual materials, magazines, and newspaper collections, and special collections. And these special collections include historic documents from family members of Juan Murrieta, research collections from local authors, records of government agencies, and artifacts of Murrieta and Riverside County. But a listing like this is rather dry, so I actually brought some of these to show you. Hopefully you can see. So this is actually a prayer book that belonged to Juan Murrieta. Have his name in the front here. Juan Murrieta, Los Angeles. This was after he left our city, which was a town then. He moved to Whittier, where he was a deputy sheriff. All right. This is actual passport, New York passport. And this was the passport of his mother-in-law from 1844. So it's pretty old. I think that's actually the oldest document that the Heritage Room has, so from the 1844. This is the last will and testament of Juan Murrieta's brother-in-law. That's from 1864. I believe it's in the Austrian language, German language. That family was from Germany, his wife's side of the family. Then this is a picture from 1933. That was the school, that was the class of 1933. A little bit casual then. You could see that Murrieta was spelled differently at the time. Shorty was one of the graduates, so it was very casual, a different time back then. And let's see, what else do we have? We have some artifacts from, and then we have some, so at the time, this is from 30, and this is from 1929. These were the yearbooks from the Lake Elsinore High School. And that was the only high school around that served the community at that time. These were donated from Ron Wickard, who was a grandson of the B.W. Tarwater, who was a pioneer here. Lastly, we have some artifacts from the Murrieta Hot Springs Resort. Here's a key from like the early 70s. And this is probably from the 1940s, from the Murrieta Hot Springs Resort. The rooms were in range about $4 a night, $3.75 a night, some of them. And the highest one was $5 a night for a single room. So I did call them today to see how much their prices are. They range on the weekends from about $350 to $800 a night on weekends. So it's changed quite a bit. So as things do, I believe that's all I have from the Heritage Room. But I did want to say that, and Melvin wanted me to add, that I will be retiring very soon, in June. So I wanted to say what a pleasure it has been working for the city and library and serving the community. And, just I've seen so many things here, and some of the staff members that came from the library, the old library. We had one staff member there who worked there since she was 15, and now she has a child that is almost old enough to attend her own teen events at this library. It's really been a great ride, and with all the ebbs and flows of the last years, I really have seen firsthand how compelling a library can be in challenging times. Even now during inflation, it's practically, everything at the library is still free. So it's just amazing. So I wanted to thank all of you as being an extension of our library, and wanted to give you kind of a commemorative Murrieta Public Library puzzles. So they're all here for you if you'd like. We handed those out on our grand opening in 2007, so I'd like you to have them. But anyway, thank you.
And thank you. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for your service, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I did not open it to questions.
I'm putting on my other hat. I'm on the foundation also for the library, and you mentioned that they have the fundraiser for the Heritage Room way back when.
Yes, yes.
Are there any records of that? Like what happened, who came, who donated?
I don't think so. I believe that
No?
was in 2006. I think there's maybe a few newspaper articles, but there's not really any records of it as far as in the Heritage Room. There's
Maybe
I think
the
a few.
Press Enterprise?
I'm sorry?
The Press Enterprise newspaper, probably?
I believe
And
so.
what-
Yeah.
Wouldn't matter. We
Yeah.
had
So
another
there are
one.
some articles from that time. I think it was 2006.
Okay,
But that's all I can remember that we have about the fundraiser.
okay, well, thank you.
Yeah. Is there any other questions at all? Okay.
Thank you, Laura. Next, I'd like to invite Kevin Kuhn, Murrieta Public Library Foundation president, to give an introduction on the foundation. And then also for the record, I'd like to correct the spelling of his last name. It was spelled incorrectly. It's C-O-O-N. Yeah. Sure, yeah, you can go.
Yes, I can hear.
Try again? Okay, there we go.
Yep.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Kuhn. I'm the president of the Murrieta Public Library Foundation. Just wanted to come by and say hello. Terry is obviously a part of the foundation along with Melvin and a few other individuals from the city of Murrieta. Just wanted to really stop by and say hello, but also just kind of let you know kind of what's going on with our progress and supporting the expansion of our library system. I guess first I want to say that we're really excited about the expansion that's underway and the grant that's been received by the city of Murrieta from the state. We are really excited about having a library that can serve our community for years to come. and all of the amazing people that are coming to our community. This is my 10th year in Murrieta, so I'm not here from day one, and I've really appreciated everything that the library has to offer and all that it can bring to our community in the years to come. So we've been a group that's been organized, well, since 2000, well, at least I think at least a decade at this point, and mostly been around to support capital improvement projects for the library. And now we've got a pretty big project that we're trying to see come through. So we're really excited about that. We hope we don't have to raise too much funding on our own, but we're really excited about what's to come. And it was really great to see it in the Murrieta magazine here recently. Some of the initial drawings. Hopefully, you're all paying attention to that and watching that. Anyway, we're just kicking off our fundraising campaign for we're calling the Children's Library expansion. So I brought a flyer here. I don't know if you can turn this on, Melvin, again. That'll have some of the information on there. So ultimately, we're just trying to get local businesses and residents to be aware of this amazing project, and to, if they can, ultimately donate themselves to make an impact on this project. We've been pretty present at several of our recent city events, which has been a lot of fun. Terry and I are actually together at the Firefighters Barbecue, Touch a Truck, and we'll probably be at several other events this summer to continue to make sure the public is aware of this project and the support that they can provide. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll actually probably stick around if you want to talk afterwards as well.
I have the.
Oh, you do? Yeah, you have the Murrieta magazine. Great.
You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so we'll just go on to our my normal library updates. Some things that are coming up. The Summer Reading Challenge begins on June 1st with a kickoff event at Town Square Park on Saturday, June 1st from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So this is our annual summer reading program that is heavily supported by the Friends of the Murrieta Public Library. So we thank them for their generosity and their support, as we wouldn't be able to do this program without them. So basically this program provides a reading incentive challenge for kids, actually people of all ages, to continue reading during the summer. So including adults, so you all are welcome to join as well. We are also doing lunch at the library. So we got a grant from the California State Library for $11,700 to partner with the Murrieta Valley School District to provide pop-up library programming at their summer meal site. And their summer meal site is going to be at Murrieta Elementary, just the elementary school just right across the street from the library. So we're excited to have that partnership going and help with that valuable program for kids who need that program, those free meals during the summer. We also the library received the Empowering Access Project. This is another program done through the California State Library, and this project is going to provide an ADA accessible privacy booth to be installed inside of the library, as well as 10 solar power charging bank kits. So those are the portable devices that you can plug in your portable devices to, and it's solar rechargeable. So we're really excited about that, especially for the privacy booths. These booths go at a market value of $24,000 to $25,000. So we're excited to receive this one through this project. We did also conduct our Touch a Truck event. Approximately 2,000 were in attendance. This happened on April 2nd, and we had a variety of trucks from the Murrieta PD, Murrieta Fire and Rescue, CAL FIRE, CHP, Eastern Municipal Water District, March Air Museum, the Historical Society. A whole slew of vehicles were there, and so it was a lovely event. The foundation and friends were also there in support, so we were very excited about the success of that event. An update on our library expansion. Council has deemed this to be a priority project. So right now, cost analysis is being reviewed, And we are trying to identify additional funding sources, along with the help of our valuable foundation and Friends of the Library. So they are also helping raise funds for this project. So we're hoping to not scale anything back that we had designed through the community input sessions. So that's our hope, and we hope to get this project completed as fully designed. Some updates on library staffing. We've hired Vanessa Cruz as a full-time library assistant 2 in circulation, and we've also promoted Amy Etchart and Dylan Sessler to part-time library assistant circulation, library assistant 1 circulation, which leaves us with 2 page vacancies that we will fly shortly. I believe that is the end of my report. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Okay.
Nope, don't think we have any questions.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Melvin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I think then we're, public comments? Okay. I think at this time we will take public comments. Any person may address the Library Advisory Commission on any subject pertaining to city business which does not relate to any item listed on the agenda. Normally, no action may be considered or taken by the Library Advisory Commission on any matter not listed on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Madam Assistant Management Analyst, do we have any non-agenda public comments?
Thank you, Chair. We do not.
Okay, let's move on to the consent calendar. Approval of item number 1. All matters listed on the consent calendar are to be considered routine by the governing bodies and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. There will be no discussion of these items unless, before the governing body votes on the motion to adopt, specific items are removed from the consent calendar for separate motions. Are these the minutes? Okay,
Are they showing up on the?
there we go. So may I call for a motion and a second, please?
Gretchen, I found there's a typo in one of them. I know I'm the guy who finds the typo, but in the approval of minutes under, see, this would be the second, this would be right after the public comments, approval of minutes. Under ayes, noes, and absent, it has me both here and absent at the same time.
Okay. Kind of impossible. Okay, I will correct that.
She first, let's see. Let's see.
Ooh, there we go. Okay. Go ahead and close that out. There you go. And then go ahead and go to on the floor. And that's for the second. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Okay, please vote.
Motion carries unanimously. 4-0.
Okay, do we have anybody that would like to make a staff report? Nope. Okay, let's move on to the discussion items. Murrieta Public Library Statistical Report 2024.
So attached, you will see a statistical report to receive and file.
I don't know how to open it. Say much. Is it LA Stats, that one?
Okay, my apologies. It took us a minute to find it with the new system. Okay, do we have any commissioner questions on the statistical report? I don't. I got a chance to look at it over the weekend. It looks like we're on track. Everything is at least for the quarter on track to meet or exceed last year's numbers. Are there any places where you're concerned, Melvin?
No, Chair.
Okay.
With the total take-home kits, 34,322.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The total take-home kits
Mhm.
were 34,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, every time we do a take-home kit, it can be several hundred at a time.
Awesome.
That's actually a lot of Laura's handiwork here, so
Good job.
we're definitely going to miss that.
Right? I'll ask Madam Assistant Management Analyst, are there any public comments regarding this discussion item?
Thank you, Chair. No, there are not.
Okay, so thank you. Then this was a receive and file item. We'll go ahead and move on to the draft strategic plan 2024 review. May we have a staff report, please?
Yes, Chair. So library staff have completed the third draft or iteration of the library strategic plan based on input from the Library Advisory Commission, as well as city administrative staff. So the third draft is the iteration that you see before you that is in the agenda packet. So now it is put to your review and recommendation for final approval or additional edits as you see fit, recommendations. So the final version will be adopted by this body and then off to recommendation for final approval with city administration and city council. So the strategic review is before you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions or take any comments or edits at this time regarding the attached draft.
I'll turn it over to my fellow commissioners if you guys have any questions or.
Thank you, Commissioner Gavitt.
Yes, honestly, I think it's a great roadmap to kind of lay out your future. Madam Assistant Management Analyst, are there any public comments regarding this discussion item?
Thank you, Chair. No, there are not.
Okay, are there any commissioner comments or discussion that you'd like to make on that?
Just one more, Melvin. Thank you for gathering all that through your surveys and grabbing all that data and figuring out where to go with all this. That's a lot of work, having done something like this myself. It's a lot of work, so we do appreciate that.
Thank you for the comments, Commissioner Golterra.
Yeah, it was a pleasure being part of this. So thank you very much for including us in the whole process.
Yes, your feedback has been proven invaluable, and thank you for the support throughout this process as well.
Okay, I think we can call for a motion and a second to adopt the Public Library Strategic Plan 2024. Okay, please vote. I think I might be the only one. I think we have a motion to adopt. Motion passed.
Motion carries unanimously 4-0.
Okay, let's move on to the commission member announcements. I'll go ahead and go one by one. Commissioner Gavitt, do you have anything you'd like to report or comment on?
We need the web to pick you up. There you go.
Okay, thanks. Just talk a little bit about what we've been doing at the foundation so that you all know. We're trying to come up with some fundraisers and, of course, looking for support from anybody. We're wanting to make more contacts with the city council. They seem very, very enthusiastic. So we just, if anyone knows anyone or would like to speak with anyone, that would be great. Just knowing, just kind of put it out there that that's all in the works. And we have the garden area of the library available for probably a year or so. So if you can think of anything great or wonderful, or if you have any other ideas, please share. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Hicks?
I have nothing at this time.
Thank you. Sorry, I called you commissioner before. You're vice chair, Golterra. Yes, sorry.
No, just one more time, just want to reiterate all the hard work that's gone into this process. It may seem insignificant now for some people, but when you look 10 years up the road and you see where this library goes from here into the future, we know where it started. So thank you, Melvin, for everything.
Yeah, and I would just be redundant. So what he said, and I'm curious to see in 2 or 3 years, when you go back to the plan, how have we progressed and how have you progressed in your goals? So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hope we're here to help.
Yes.
Okay. All right, with no further business, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you. And thank you, Melvin.